published at shorter notice, and the document, the proposed law is on file with the clerk's office. I don't care if you publish it on the website, as long as you say that this is a proposed law, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well.
All right, well, just make sure that we have the correct verbiage when we do publish it, okay? Thank you. With that, I'd like to make a motion to set August 25th, 2010 at 7 p.m. at the Cicero Town Hall, 8236 South Main Street, Cicero, for a public hearing to consider a local law to amend Chapter 154, peddling and soliciting of the town code of the town of Cicero.
Second.
Tony, make sure you put South Bay.
I was going to say that.
I don't want to, because the next thing you'll pay South Bay Fire Department.
Oh, yeah.
Just include that.
Yes. Thank you, Jen.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes. Number nine is authorizing an approved RFP for the Town Information System Support. After further discussion, and I would like to table this particular RFP and go with, we have a per diem that with NSA. Shirley, if you could speak to that for us, please.
Well, I discussed it in the per diem, and it would have been an hourly rate, which would have been outrageous if anything ever happened like it happened a month ago. It would exceed the monthly payment. I think it's $1,300 right now, so we're going to be paying on a monthly basis for July and August. So I felt it was a lot cheaper than going per diem, and if something happened, we'd end up paying a lot more than that.
So this actually is what the contract.
This is the contract just divided.
It's just divided on a monthly basis, so that we are on a monthly as opposed to a 6-month contract.
Yes.
In the meantime, we are anticipating contacting Syracuse University. They do have a tech support group that goes out for no charge to look at tech systems, network systems within corporations, and we are going to attempt to make that move first, and if that doesn't seem to provide us with the information that we're going to need, then we do have an opportunity to hire someone to come in and do a full audit of our network system so that we have a full understanding of what it is that's going to be required before we go out with the RFP. Discussion on that?
I think it's a good idea to get the assessment before we go out with the RFP. I mean, we're continuing the maintenance contract with NSA through the $1,300 per month monthly payment. So nothing's changed in that regard.
So we have coverage while we are in process of finalizing the RFP. Thank you. Number 10, we're looking at setting a public hearing for the renewal of the Time Warner Cable franchise agreement. This obviously brings substantial revenue into the town, both Verizon and Time Warner, and it's a preliminary contract through their franchise agreement that we as a town need to acknowledge and accept. Before this, is there any discussion?
Take a look at it, Tony.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was in discussions with the Time Warner people today. They've had a 10-year franchise with us that expired actually in March, so we need to renew this one. They've sent us a proposed agreement. we're going to take a look at it and see that it conforms with what they've done before. New lines and extensions, it's pretty standard stuff. There's only a couple of areas that we may have some questions about. They probably will, someone will, from Time Warner will most likely be here at the public hearing, so if anybody has any questions, you've got to answer.
Are fees discussed in here?
Yeah, the franchise, it's a percentage.
It's a percentage?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, I would ask that this be published on the town website so that prior to the public hearing, so that people can take a look at it.
With that, I would like to make a motion to set the public hearing for August 12th, 25th, 2010 at 7 p.m., which is going to be held at the South Bay Fire Department, and we will publish the correct address there for a public hearing to consider the renewal of an agreement with Time Warner Cable regarding its cable franchise in the town of Cicero.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Miss Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Miss Boyke?
Yes. And number 11 is the approval of the basic watershed mapping assistance from the CMI RPDB claim.
Yes, as part of our requirement to meet our general permit as an MS4, we're required to map watersheds. And we're currently considering becoming a member of the coalition that is being formed with a number of municipalities and using the Onondaga County, what is it? Regional Planning and Development Board as the kind of link everything together and to do the work, and each municipality would eventually contribute to them to do the work. Now, they recently received a grant to start this sewer shed mapping, and as a part of that, they're asking if any of the towns or villages or members of the coalition are interested in using them to start this. If we did it, it would contribute to our mapping and meet our annual. We're supposed to show every year. We're supposed to show that we're making progress to the ultimate end of having our watersheds mapped by 2015. By having them begin this, we would meet our requirements for this year. There's no cost to the town at this time for this because they have a grant for this work. So as we discussed, I put it on the agenda. I don't know if it needs a vote or approval, but I'm just making everybody aware of it.
Well, with no cost, and part of that we are going to be meeting our requirements, that making it in the town where is important, so I appreciate that, Wayne. Is there any discussion or questions from the board?
No, I think we should do it.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Wayne.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Number 12 is the renewal of the junkyard permits. And the list of junkyards are Featherly's and on Bull Street, the Insurance Auto Auction on Route 11, A&P Auto on Route 11, the Brewerton Junkyard on Route 11 in Brewerton, and Battles on Thompson Road. Wayne, you have gone out and inspected all of these.
I've recently visited them. I'm looking for severe violations or environmental damage or anything. There's none present. The junkyard business is just about ceased because of the low prices they get for scrap now. There's very little action in any of these, with the exception of the the one up here for
A&P, or the
well,
auction.
A&P and the insurance auto auction, even that's way down from what it's been in the past. I mean, there's probably, I'm guessing, a third of the cars there that were there last year.
What liability do we have as far as the town goes with these permits?
Help me out, Tony, but I don't know.
Would you guys do environmental?
That's it?
No, that's the responsibility
Of the,
of the owner.
Oh, the owner, yeah.
And Wayne, I think these junkyards existed prior to current
Well,
zoning.
you know, I'm a little confused. I mean, because like Stosh is up here, you know, everybody says he was exempt from everything and he never had a license because he was around before zoning. Now, I don't know the history of these. These are the ones that are always up for renewal every year. And I don't know why it's only these. I can think of a couple others that are around that, you know, they don't require permits. So I'm not sure the history behind all these junkyards.
But these are the ones that had held licenses
Yes.
and are due.
Yes.
Right.
I make a motion that the request to renew the licenses be approved.
I'll second that.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
yes.
Thank you.
Number 13 on the agenda is discuss the CNS engineering proposal for drainage services in regards to the town's newly formed drainage committee and in cooperation with that. And Jessica, would you speak to that for us?
And I'll defer to Ron Bitoto.
I believe everyone received a copy of our proposal.
Yes.
What we're proposing to do is, it's explained in the attachments at the back. But basically, as part of the approach with the drainage committee is we would be involved right from the beginning, right to the very end. It would be the identification of the projects and review of the complaints, making on-site visits, referencing documents, obtaining them, making the necessary copies to present to the committee itself, visiting each site to give it a proper assessment for what we've observed. And the design also as far as estimate of material quantities. So if the project involves under drain, additional catch basins, reworking of grades, those quantities are calculated and estimates prepared. If needed, a survey would be ordered and performed. Then assist with the coordination as needed between the property owners, the highway department, the town itself, as well as the committee. During the construction component of each improvement, would be to schedule each project and assist with the obtaining of materials, and that's with the coordination with the highway department, who's pledged to provide those materials to the contractor performing the work at a cost that would be billed and taken out of the drainage funds. Provide part-time inspection services. Now this will vary through each project. There's just grading involved that limits the need for us to be there. You can see the grades that they just shot and verified. However, if it's a project that involves underground utilities, additional piping, working on piping, new structures, then you want to be there when that work is performed so you can witness and verify that it does meet town's code and that what the town will be taking over meets their specifications. If there's any things that are encountered during the construction, things that are buried that you just are unaware of, services are provided in this contract to deal with those situations. Then providing periodic reports as far as participation with the drainage committee to keep everybody up to date on events as they proceed. Then also to review any applications for payments by Fisher Construction to verify that the work that they've identified, the people that they've identified, as far as the invoice, were on the site, were performing the work, the materials that are invoiced were utilized for that project, signing off on that. As well as the end with generate a letter stating that we have been fully involved in this project and it does meet town